Yeah, so nice to be with you all. A lot of you have done some version of this work with me in the past. These series I've been playing with for about 12 years. And they just keep unfolding. So I hope that our time together really opens up curiosity and experimentation for you. And that if this is just a lot, please just go back and, listen to this again. I might go more quickly than you want. And so you could just, listen again and stop the recording. Do want to just give a little bit of information before we start this. So energy centers, which is more the words I'm going to use, but chakras. So I think that they're kind of the most known and accessible of like the energetic anatomy at this time in the world. So most people have heard of them, worked with them, have their own way of working with them. And I hope that what I offer doesn't counteract anything you have already going. Maybe just take it as a little extra or as a curiosity. And I feel like they are the most daily interactive. These are the ones we're always relating with and through. And that image of the fractured and the prism light, each of these energy centers has a particular way they resonate, like a tuning fork has a note that it'll start to resonate with if it's near it. That's how they work. So if you're around someone that has a, really a frequency of their heart that is similar to your frequency of your energy of your heart, it's going to start to resonate, right? And then you're like, I love this person, or I hate this person, because it makes a certain frequency. So we are really like, this is the part of our energy system that is just constantly in this like fluid exchange. And for me, one of the big ahas was learning that they are more intake systems than outtake systems. We shouldn't be, I mean, sometimes they do a clearing process, but mostly they are receivers. So they're like the mouth, right, of the energy system. They take in what they take in, and then they disperse that food into the aura of the body, into the layers of the field. Each of the energy centers corresponds with a layer of your field. So one of my teachers describes it as the chakras are the doorknob that sort of turn and open you into the room of the field. And I'll talk more about what the fields are as we move along. We might do 2 days on this, I'm not sure yet. So while we're going to focus on specific points in the body, remember it's connected to your whole body. Okay. So starting where you would like to start and where you would like to begin this practice of moving or drawing or napping or writing. And on the physical level, take a few inhales and exhales. And where I'd like you to focus on feeling movement as you breathe is at the top and the bottom of the torso. So at the level of pelvic floor, framed by the pubic bones and sits bones and tailbone. And at the level of first rib, which is kind of the base of the neck, basically. So when you breathe in, see if you can feel like both of those areas, top and bottom of the torso, are having a little openness. And as you breathe out, just don't put effort into it. Don't try to open it. Don't try to close it. Breathing in, there's an opening and almost a receiving. And breathing out, a watching. And as you're ready, we're going to go back down to the root, the pelvic floor. So we already explored some movements that might open this area now. And when you breathe in, I want you to visualize a spinning cone like an upside down tornado. And the base of this tornado, the tip of it is right at the tailbone, almost right in front of the tailbone, at the base of the energetic spine. And when you breathe in, imagine this big tornado funnel sort of swirling and drawing in power from the earth. And when you breathe out, try to do nothing except for be with what is. And that's going to be the practice through this whole dance, meditation, art practice, that you're going to inhale, and that will be a receiving, in a way, an active receptivity. And you're going to exhale and watch what happens. Yeah. Feel the flow through the legs and the feet. Even if you're laying down, you're so firmly rooted within the energetic field of the earth. So it's not like you're leaving it. You're still firmly within it and able to receive. Open to any ways the energy may flow or be caught here. And sometimes how it's caught is through thoughts or images. Do you feel safe? Are you welcome? These are things that are involved in this area. Do you have enough to eat? Is your physical body healthy? Inhaling, receiving, exhaling, watching what happens. Any way this wants to express is okay. This could be very subtle and gentle, but when I did this earlier, I was stomping around and growling. So I just want to say there's absolute permission and you're in your own space. And this root area opens to the level of the physical body, to your density, to your manifest form, which is very demanding. We need a lot just to stay alive in a physical body. When you are ready, you're going to just send your consciousness up that vertical spine, up that vertical power current. And you're going to focus on the place kind of between your belly button and your pubic bone in your front and around your sacrum in the back. Here we have two tornadoes that are kind of looking at each other. And the points of them meet at that energetic spine. And then they open and swirl out in the front of the low belly and in the sacrum. Inhaling, how could they receive? This is emotional safety. This is intimacy and sensuality, but not necessarily even sexuality. It could be close relationships, friendships. This is creativity. And this part of the body opens to the emotional level of the field, breathing in and letting it become charged, and breathing out and trying not to over affect it as you breathe out. Emotions want to move. They are healthy when they're moving. They are happy when they get to rise up and be expressed and then dissipate and move on like clouds. Inhaling into these double tornadoes, exhaling, what's happening? Notice if anything catches your attention that is a fixed tension when you focus on the second energy center, emotional body aspect. When we are afraid to feel an emotion, which could be fear of feeling joy and love just as much as it could be a feeling pain, we fix it in place. And that's truly where the pain occurs. The pain comes from fixing the feeling. And then maybe sometimes we try to analyze it or dig it out. It just doesn't work. But no judgment there. Don't judge yourself. Breathing into the pelvis and breathing out and watching what happens. When you are ready, continuing up that little vertical current. And as you continue up, you lose nothing from what's below it. And then we are at the level of the belly and the stomach and the kidneys. The movement we did here before was sort of twisting and kind of doing these little rib cage pops. Your double tornadoes are out the front, around the stomach, and out the back, around the kidneys, meeting at the center. Inhaling, drawing in through those double tornadoes. Exhaling, watching what happens. Does anything feel tight or pinched or leaky? Is there a stuckness? Move more or less. Change up your approach. Stay curious. Here we're going to have issues around power and authority. Big in our culture right now. Can you touch the essence that is within you of inner power and not power over? Whether you've practiced overpowering someone else or you've been overpowered or both. What is the inner authority, the inner knowing? I am in my power and you're in yours, and they don't cancel each other out. They feed each other. Inhaling through the kidneys and the belly, exhaling, watching what happens. Yeah. Just like when we brought our energetic fingers up from the ground, as we continue to move up. And if you listen to this again, you can pause it at any time. So if you're really in with something, I know this is a bit of an overview. But breathing and feeling everything as much as you can light up. Is that pelvic floor still there? Is the center pelvis itself, the kidneys, the back? And we begin to transition up into the heart. So the sternum area in the front and between the shoulder blades and back. Inhaling these double tornadoes in, receiving into that vertical power current, exhaling, watching what happens. Our magnetic field of our heart is the largest in the body, just like our anatomical heart feeds everything in our body, and it beats from the moment we are a thing till the moment we die. We do not last without our heart. So what would it feel like to surrender to the incredible power of the heart that every one of you has right now in this moment of love, of compassion, of grief, of joy? These are all qualities and vibration the heart emits and connects with. That's the food of the heart. Breathing in, noticing what happens as you exhale. Love is a force so powerful that it may just be what holds the stars in the firmament. It's a Maya Angelou quote. Maybe your heart field is literally what's holding the rest of your body in stability in the firmament. As you're ready, continuing up that vertical current to the throat. Big, powerful area here. Kind of around the thyroid area in the front and maybe C2, C3 in the back. Again, we have our double tornadoes. Breathing in, receiving, breathing out, and watching what happens. I should have done this one before. Let me offer this to you. If you have a little trouble with receiving through the throat, a physical thing you can do is take the kind of this little thumb, fleshy part by your thumb, and you can suck on it. You can suck and bite, because sucking awakens the throat chakra. It is how we receive nourishment when we're first born, and without it, we would die. Even moving your mouth and kind of sucking your lips, so that will help open the receiving. And then again, of course, humming, speaking, moving your neck around. Inhaling, receiving into this area. Exhaling, watching what happens. Our throat resonates with truth, our own truth, and the truth that comes through elders and guides and teachers and helpers. And often you'll know something is true or not by a sensation at the back of the neck. So just breathing, connecting however you want to connect to this, increasing the spidey sense awareness through the front and the back of the throat. Continuing to move up that current when you're ready. Once again, focusing between the eyebrows in the front, base of the skull and the back, two tornadoes, and they meet at the top of the spine, the base of the skull, at the pineal gland. There is a lot of fun here. This is a fun one. So allowing any images, think about the mind screen opening up as you breathe into this place and receive, and as you breathe out and relax. Imagine a screen opening up in your mind. And just, if you're willing, ask for any messages, ask for any images, colors to play on that screen. Inspiration arises here. And then if it moves down, it becomes embodied. Inspiration. Continuing to move up as you're ready. You might just be in that mind screen, and that's fine too, but I'm just going to offer this out. So finishing up with the crown of the head, really one tornado at the top of the head. And I want you to visualize this tornado that opens at the top of the head, that the other end of it is the pelvic tornado. So they are spinning away from each other and creating you. They are creating the essence of you between these two links, between the big all oneness and the right here, right now. The skull, big all oneness essence. The root, I am fucking here, right now. There is no hierarchy. They are both needed for you to be a human in this moment. Breathing and imagining, receiving, feel the receptivity through the crown of the head. Again, inspiration in spirit. Spirit comes in through the crown of the head, moves through the imagination, that's the third eye, moves through the voice, the heart, the power, the creativity, and into the embodiment of the ground. These things are interacting and happening all the time. Breathing in through the crown. And as you breathe out, watch what happens.